This is our C++ training course content. Okay, so in the first unit we have only the basic of C++. In that basis of C++, we are going to learn introduction, history of C++, what is POP, what is OOP, features of OOPS, then some programming content, programming concepts like constant, variable, keywords, data type, variable declaration, okay, structure, comments, what is input stream, scene, what, see out is what, input output functions. Okay, in the second unit we are going to discuss about the operators like a C. Okay, what are the additional operators are available than C. Okay, pointer operator, new operator, delete operator, like this. Okay, control structure, that is same thing available in C. Okay, these things are similar to the in other programming language. Okay, C++, Java, you can learn the any programming language, you will get this. This is control structures, control string, that is the same thing, you know. If else, okay, conditional statements, switch case, like this, when nested loops, go to keywords, break keywords, string, array, pointers. Okay, and the main concept of the C++ is going to be start from uh, oops. Okay, and that is what object oriented. Okay, classes and object. Okay, how to define, how to create a class, how to create an object. Okay, what are the functions, then properties of oops, or what, constructor, destructor, right, operator overloading, inheritance, polymorphism, virtual functions, that is same. Okay, exception handling, files. Okay, these are the contents of the C++ training. Okay, now uh, we know what is a C++. We know this is one of the computer language. Okay, we can say C++ is the computer programming language. Yes, it's a object oriented programming language. Okay, object oriented programming language. Oops means object oriented structure. Right here, oops means what? Yes, stand for structure or system. The people are say oops, not getting structure or system. Okay, identify this one. Not getting. Okay, object oriented programming. Object oriented programming. We are not getting the oops. Object oriented programming structure. Okay, one of the definition, one of the uh, Google link we are getting this one. Object oriented programming structure. Okay, it's simply OP. Hmm? Always say it's simply OP. Just okay. Oops. Object oriented programming. Okay, so object oriented programming. Yes, they stand for structure, system, or structure. Okay, it's a structure. Object oriented programming structure. And we know we are getting here a 2 plus. Okay, C, then plus plus. Okay, we can also write this thing CPP. Okay, but plus plus is what? Do you know the C programming language? And the C is what? Procedure oriented programming language. Okay, this is what procedural oriented programming language. That is mean programs are divided into the functions. Okay, or functions or parts. And C++ is the object oriented programming language. Programs are divided into the classes. Okay, so here is no security, no security. okay, because they don't have the public right protected, right? Again, what is the problem? We can write top to bottom whole program, okay. We can't easily edit, or we can't easily update, okay. So पूरा 10,000 लाइन्स का कोड ढूंढने में प्रॉब्लम जाता है, कौन से लाइन में प्रॉब्लम है एडिट करने में, ओके. So in object oriented programming, so the programs are divided into the classes and objects, okay. So we can easily understand in the which class we are going to implement, which class we are going to update thing, right? Also it is providing the security, that is what private protected, okay. Private protected and public private protected, that security. For example, do you know the bank example, okay. The client or customer has a person hold a bank account, okay, and we have the some fields there, bank name, okay, then account name, then balance, okay. So the every person we can write here bank name or person name, okay. Person name, we can say that is a public, anyone can view, no problem. Account number, okay, account name, account number, and balance, अकाउंट नंबर और बैलेंस जिसका है उसी को ही दिखना चाहिए, ओके. सो दैट मीट बी द व्हाट, it may be the what, make it as a, it's a public, so anyone can view, okay. But account number and his balance, that is we are going to making as what, private data members, okay. So only the authorized person who can view his or her balance, okay, right. So we can say that is a private data field. So this type of concept is not available in the C. We are not going to make it as a private in the C programming. Everything is a public, okay. Every, that is not security providing here in the POP languages. That's why we are going for the C++ programming, or we are going for object oriented programming. That is having this type of security. Okay, we can make it as a private, so only authorized person can view his account number and balance. Okay. So which is the object oriented programming language? The programming language which follows the properties of OOPS, okay, which follows the properties of, then what are the properties of OOPS? That is what, class, object, okay, polymorphism, inheritance, okay, data encapsulation, polymorphism, data encapsulations, okay. These are some of the abstractions also. Exception handling. So these are the properties of OOPS. Those who follows the properties of OOPS, we can say that is what, C++, that is what, object oriented programming language, okay. So here C++ is there, okay. So C is also the extensible. We have seen the features of the C. Yes, is it extensible or not? So to add, do you know the structure in the C? Okay, we seen the structure in the C. So we are going to store the heterogeneous type of data, okay, that is having the structure, having the student structure. Suppose student struct keyword, you can use a struct keyword, and we are going to store a different and different types of data. Suppose integer is roll number, and character array, we can take here what, name, it's a character array something, okay. This is integer type, this is a character data type. Then we are going to create a variable, and by using the, if you want to store the data for the many students, suppose 2 students or 3 students, they can, then you can create a 3 variable for storage to hold the 3 student data, right. And sometimes it is known as what, structure variable. So the same concept is extended in the object oriented programming language, okay. But here is not inheritance, okay, that is not a concept of inheritance, means they are not going to derive uh, suppose the derivation is not available here, okay, that is inheritance. So some of the, the class, some of the, this is A, and the some characteristics are going to derived into the B, okay, so that is known as what, inheritance concept. So that things is not available also in structure, okay, so that's why we need to go for the one object oriented programming language. So whatever these properties of A I want to use in the B, okay, so like parents and children, okay, so parent can purchase the bike, and the children, we the children will use the bike of parent, okay. So the one object is created and we are using this one, means this character categories, okay. Also inheritance point of view means what, the properties of the parents is derived into the child, okay, then child can use this property, some properties is derived into the child, okay. This type of concept is not available here in the C programming, so that's why we are going for the object oriented programming, so that is implemented into the object oriented programming, okay. So security is not available, inheritance is not available, okay. So we can go for the object oriented programming language. So C++ it's just extension of C, okay, extension of C, it's just a extension of C, we can say it's a superset of C, okay, and C is a subset of C++. C++ is just a extension of, is just extension of C, okay. That's why we have added there, that is so the developer of C++, he has added the C++ as a name, okay. C++ एडिशनल फीचर्स इज एडेड, जो सी के फीचर्स है उसी में हम उप्स के कॉन्सेप्ट ऐड कर दिए, ओके। उप्स के कॉन्सेप्ट ऐड होने के बाद उसका नाम दिया सी प्लस प्लस, नाउ द सी प्लस इज गोइंग टू फॉलो द ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग, okay, because C is also do not have the exception handling, so C oops programming having the exception handling by adding the features of oops and rename as what, C++. So who's developed the C++, it's a Bijarne store stuff, okay, Bijarne store stuff, his PhD project title, okay, it's a C++ is the PhD project titles for Bijarne store stuff, okay. You can let us check here where it is developed, AT&T Bell Laboratory, same Bell Laboratory, okay. Founder of C++, can do the Google here, founder of C++, Bijarne store stuff, okay, he is the person who has developed the C++, that is what object oriented programming, okay. Can see the Wikipedia. Bijarne Storstop is what? Danish program computer scientist, most notable for the invention and development of the C++ programming. He is a visiting professor at Columbia University and works as a Morgan Stanley as a managing director, New York. Okay, let us click on this Wikipedia. We are going to see more. Okay, see here history. Storestop is the best known for the C++. Okay, and as the beginning of the developing of the C++ initially called C with the classes, okay, because there is no concept of the classes and object in the C programming, okay. So he is trying to adding the features of the classes also, okay, that is replaced by structure is going to be replaced by the classes like this way, okay. So the C with classes initially has given the name C with classes, his own word, he invented the C++, wrote his early definition and produces the first implementation, okay, that is responsible of this one, okay. So C++ is a PhD title. It was his PhD project. Okay, where it is developed? AT&T Bell Laboratory. That is same thing. Developed in the C is also developed here. Okay. When the C++ is developed in 1979. Okay, he is received a PhD from University of Cambridge. Okay, so that is a title, PhD title. His PhD title is what? C++. So we can say in 1979 or 1980, C++ came in the picture. Okay, known for C++, AT&T Bell Laboratory, same Bell Laboratory. Okay, so he is the scientist, he is the person for the C++. Okay, now so what were the programming languages before the C++ then? Okay, means before the C++ or before the any object oriented programming. Okay, let us see here. Introduction and history of C++. Okay, why it is important to learn the C++? Because C++ is the basic object oriented programming language. Okay, what are the object oriented programming language? C++, Java, PHP, Python. These all are the high level object oriented programming language. Okay, but the object oriented features programming languages started from Bijarni store stuff. That is what adding as a C++. Okay, and nowadays we are using the all object oriented programming language. Okay, introduction and history of C++. Let us take some history. So in the history, just we are going to see what are these programming language before the C++. Okay, we know the C also in 1970. Okay, that is traditional C is added. Okay, so let us, I'm going to write here. Let us see. Let us see the programming language that were developed before the C++. Okay, before the C++ language. Okay, so language, what is a language name and who is developed? Okay, developer name, it's a language developer, developed by, and you can write here what year. Let us check in which year this language is invented. Okay, now the first is what? Algol. Do you know first language what? Algol, algorithm. Okay, when it is started programming 1960. It's not a programming. step by step procedure to solve the complex problem, that is algorithm. Okay. You can say who is developed, that is international group. Okay, international group. It's developed by international group in 1960. IBM. Okay, like that IBM is there. BCPL, basic combined programming language. Okay, basic combined programming language. B and BCPL combination, then C is invented. We are going to say we seen this in the C programming, in the history of C programming. Okay, BCPL, basic combined programming language. Who is developed? I think it's Martin Richard. Martin Richard. When it is developed? 1967. Okay. See here. Let us check BCPL. BCPL. Okay, basic combined programming language. BCPL language. BCPL, procedural imperative and structure programming language, is no longer in use. Okay, nowadays you are not going to be used. Okay, designed by what? Martin Richard, right? Designed by who? Martin Richard. So nowadays oops programming language चलती है आजकल के ज़माने में. Okay, next one is Martin Richard is there. B, the Thompsons. Okay, the Thompsons, Ken Thompsons. Thompson. Thompson is designed, developed in 1970. B programming language. B programming language at the Bell Laboratory 1969 or 1917. Okay, Ken Thompson's. And the Ken Thompson's is known as what? Founder of operating system, founder of Unix operating system. Okay, the first C programming language is developed for to design the operating system, to develop the operating system. Okay, Unix, completely the Unix operating system is designed in the C programming. Who is the behind that person? That is what Ken Thompson's. Okay, the B was derived from BCPL and its name may mostly be used contraction of BCPL. So Ken Thompson, 1970 or 1969. Okay, no problem. Then the C is invented. Okay, after that, the C is invented. BCPL B. Okay, BCPL से B derived किया, then C is derived. Okay, it means completely the C programming language. So that is known as what? Traditional traditional C. Who's developed traditional 3? Dennis Ritchie. Yes. Founder of C is what? Dennis Ritchie. Okay, Dennis Ritchie. In 19, when the C is developed in 1972, 73. Okay, 1972, 73. C programming. We know very well. Okay, we learn this C programming. Dennis Ritchie. And now, then next C is developed. Okay, given this name, what the name? K and R C. K and R. K and R C. Okay, K and R. Sub developer name Kernighan and Dennis Ritchie. Okay, that the developer names. K and C programming. See the name. This one. Brian Kernighan and Dennis Ritchie. Okay, the C language is a computer programming book is written by those who or Unix operating system. KNR Wikipedia. It's a book name. Okay, दोनों ने मिला के सी को और नाम दिया, that is ANSYS standard version is added there. Okay, ANSYS. And the name is given as K and R C. Okay, K and R C. So Dennis Ritchie and K Cunningham. So this is also one of the employee from Bell Laboratory. Okay, in which year? 78. Yes. C year 78. Okay, next one. After that, the C++ is born. Okay, and now the object oriented programming is born. That is what? C++. Who's developed the C++? Bijarne store stuff. Okay, Bijarne. When? It's 1980, or you can say 1979. Okay, not that time. C++ programming. Okay, Bijarne store stuff. It's a multi-paradigm. It's a multi-paradigm, procedural, functional, object-oriented, generic, and modular. Okay, this follow multi-paradigm means it is follow object-oriented as well as procedural. This is family that is from C. So C++ is general purpose programming language which developed the Bijarne store stuff, adding the features of object-oriented. Okay, where it is developed? AT&T Bell Laboratory. Okay, extension of C. He wanted an efficient and flexible language similar to the C that also provided high level features. Okay, C++ has been 3-year release. Okay, can you see the sentences? Some history and everything is available. Okay, C with the classes, then started. Okay, these things are available here. You can do the Google, no problem. And now C++ is developed who? Bizarre stores up in when? 1980. Okay, so these are the some programming languages are available before the C++. Okay, before the C++, you have the some programming language. So now we are going to see introduction to the C++. What is the C++ now? We are going to see C++ is what? Object oriented programming language. It is this programming is developed by who? Bizarre Stortup. Where? At the Bell Laboratory. Okay, AT&T Bell Laboratory. So Bizarre Stortup is known as what? Founder of C++. Okay, why it is developed? Object oriented programming language has added some features. Which features? Object classes, object oriented concept is added there. And you can say C++ is the superset of C. It's an extension of C. Okay, and C++ follows what? Both procedure as well as object oriented. Okay, it is follows the both POP and OP. Okay, POP plus OP. All these features POP plus OOP. Both features it is follows. Right. So this sentence I am going to write.
ये हेलो
Yes.
ये सी प्लस प्लस का जो आपने बोला कि सिक्योरिटी के लिए ये तो इसका मेन एडवांटेज सी प्लस प्लस का यही है कि सिक्योरिटी
मेन एडवांटेज, हाँ मेन एडवांटेज जो है सिक्योरिटी के रिलेटेड भी है और उप्स के रिलेटेड है. सो इट इज फॉलोज द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ उप्स. क्लासेस कैसे क्रिएट करेंगे, ऑब्जेक्ट्स कैसे क्रिएट करेंगे और हम उसको कॉल कैसे करेंगे. एंड इनहेरिटेंस is the security purpose. Then we are going to use here the public private protected keywords are there, that is additional. Again, exception handling is also there. Exception handling means टेक्निकल एरर मैसेज कन्वर्ट करना है यूजर फ्रेंडली एरर मैसेज में. दिस फीचर्स आर नॉट अवेलेबल इन द सी. सो ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड
तो सर
में.
ये प्लस प्लस जो है डेवलप हो गया है ना
हम्म.
ये सी प्लस प्लस अभी आ गया तो फिर सी अभी भी यूज होता है क्या कहीं कहीं
Yes, yes. C and C++ nowadays we are also going to be used. Where CT scan machine, okay, MRI machine, we are going to use this C and C++
यस
right now. CAD CAM machine, okay, CAD to develop the CAD CAM software. We are going to use. Let us see. Don't worry. We are going to see the applications. Whatever the application we have written in the C programming. Also, we are going to see what are the application of C++. Okay, applications. Most of the programming,
जैसे
most.
हम लोग ये डिजाइन करते हैं ना वेब पेज वगैरह जो डिजाइन करते हैं
Hmm.
उसमें हम कहीं यूज करते हैं क्या कभी सी प्लस
नहीं नहीं नहीं.
और जब
For designing the web page,
तो
this
वही
is this is this is not a web page designing technology. Java, PHP, these are the web designing technologies. C++ is not a web designing technology. It's we are going to create just a software standalone system. Okay, that is what GUI based or console based software we are going to create. But the most of the C and C++
जैसे
code
अपने
is
पास
used low
मोबाइल पे
level.
जो एप्स है
Yes, yes.
उसमें से कौन
No,
सा
no, no, no. We are not going to create an app also. Just we
बिना
are going to interact with the machine. Interact with the machine. Then we are going to create one software to related to the hardware, like a operating system. You can create the operating system. Machine level. You can create the other programming language. Most of this programming C, C++ are going to be used in the manufacturing industry. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री वहाँ पे यूज़ करते हैं. सी हियर, सी सी प्लस प्लस डेवलपर. Okay, what are the requirement I am going to write here? C++ developer, I am going to search a job. Okay, for the C++ developer, stock market, something is there. Okay, now you can see here job description, what they required. Develop and maintain the various product and modules in the flex trade trading system. Okay, this preliminary required a software development in C++ on Linux, right? It's a software development, so experience with the GCC, it's a compiler. Just it must experience expertise in the C++ libraries as STL, वगैरह. Written the custom trading strategy for the client. It's you are not going to create any web applications. Okay, C++ और C में हम कुछ create नहीं करते. That is interact with the hardwares. It just interact with the hardware.
मतलब जैसे हमको कोई मशीन चलानी हो
Yes,
ऑटोमेटिकली तो
yes,
उसके
yes,
लिए
yes.
हम लोग प्रोग्रामिंग करेंगे
Yeah,
सी और
correct.
सी प्लस, है
Yes,
ना?
yes, correct, correct,
और फिर
correct.
उससे वो
वर्क करेगा. So जो
फिर उसमें हम जैसे ही इनपुट देंगे वैसा हमको आउटपुट मिलेगा,
yes, correct. So we are
ऐसा
going to use
कुछ।
for the machine. We are going to create a one application or software for machine, not for user. यूजर के लिए भी हम क्रिएट कर
तो
सकते
सी
हैं.
सी प्लस का आप रियल टाइम में एग्जांपल लेते हो क्या?
रियल टाइम एग्जांपल मींस व्हाट?
मैंने कुछ जैसे आपने कुछ अब हमने कुछ प्रोग्रामिंग की और हम उसको आउटपुट देते हैं।
So you have to run embed system library, embed.h library you have to learn. Okay, most of the libraries are available in C and C++. So that particular library you are going to learn. So for example 2D graphics, cartoon बनाने हैं, graphics game designing करने हैं, C++ are used for 2D animations. Okay, two-dimensional animation. Road rash game is written in the C and C++. So we have to learn the more libraries. Okay, so one stock market I am going to show you one C++ project.
क्योंकि हम पढ़ तो रहे हैं ये, लेकिन अप्लाई कहाँ कहाँ होता है वही मालूम चाहिए, उस हिसाब से हमें ज़्यादा उसमें।
C++ मशीन ओरिएंटेड है, कोई यूज़ नहीं करता है ज़्यादा. ओके, सो जो भी हार्डवेयर के मशीन्स बनते हैं, बड़े बड़े मशीनरीज बनते हैं, कैड कैम हो गया, ये हो गया, उन्होंने उसमें प्रोग्रामिंग के लिए C++ का यूज़ किया जाता है मशीन लर्निंग के लिए.
और इसके प्रोग्राम भी बहुत हाई लेवल के होते हैं।
यस यस, तो उसके लिए दूसरे कोर्स पढ़ने पड़ते हैं,
क्योंकि
ज़्यादातर तो
हमारा
लाइब्रेरी अवेलेबल
प्रोजेक्ट,
है.
मेरा प्रोजेक्ट जो था ना पीई का प्रोजेक्ट जो था मेरा, उसमें वो इंडक्शन मोटर रन करना था
यस,
हमको,
तो उसमें कोड यूज़ करते C++.
6 लेवल इन्वर्टर था, तो उसमें प्रोग्रामिंग थी, लेकिन वो कैसा हमको बना के दे दिया था, खरीद लिया था हमने वो।
हाँ, सो उस टाइम पे जो प्रोग्रामिंग यूज़ होती
उसमें
है
कोड का
लाइब्रेरी.
बड़ा ऐसे डायरी दी थी, उसमें पूरा
हम्म.
कोडिंग, कुछ समझा ही नहीं, तब तो कुछ समझा ही नहीं। आज थोड़ा, अभी मैंने अपन पढ़ रहे थे तो मैंने थोड़ा खोल के देखा था।
यस, तो वहाँ पे लाइब्रेरीज यूज़ होते हैं. ओके, दैट इज़ अ मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज़ व्हाट? लाइब्रेरीज. So that libraries you must have to know. So we are not going to see that library. That is what embed.h. You know. So a lot of libraries are there. For embedded system, we are going to use that library. We are going to use only the basic of this C++, mean IOStream and this one. So if you want to learn this, we have to learn the additional concept of the library. Okay. So separate library having a separate syllabus and separate course. Separate libraries we are going to learn. अगर आपको हार्डवेयर के साथ ही
वो
वर्क
ऑनलाइन
करना
भी
है.
हम कर सकते हैं ना?
यस, so depend on the companies. Okay, because you are that is not available in learning mode. So company that uses their own things, suppose threadings, they use only threading in C++. That is dependent. Turbo C++ is there. Okay, bin post here. Just I'm going to open one small application. I'm going to show you snake game. Okay. Yeah. So now you can check here what are the libraries are available. See, graphics library. What is that? DOS.ah. So you have to learn this library. Okay. आपको ये libraries पढ़ने पड़ेंगे. So graphics library we are going to use in
और
the
ये
C. I am going to cover graphics in the C. ग्राफिक्स सी में और सी
ये जो
प्लस
लाइब्रेरीज है क्या?
ये आपको पढ़ सकते हैं गूगल से वगैरह मिल जाएगा. Okay, so there is a one error, what? Integer graph. So that is a path we have to check properly where the integer graph is initialized. Graphics mode. So graphic is not properly path is set in this program. That's why it is not going to show. So we have to check where is the int graph function. Okay, int graph function ढूंढना पड़ेगा आपको कहाँ पे है int graph. And we have to check there the graphics. Okay, path we have to check. So these things we are going to cover in the C. Okay, graphics हम तो वहाँ पे देख रहे हैं but we are going to see here. मैं यहाँ पे ये check कर रहा हूँ कि initialize graph function कहाँ पे है int graph. So we have to provide there the properly path. There is a properly path. Or line number, just I am going to check here. Okay, and check the window. So BGI error is there. int graph, the main function. Okay, detect this one, and I can write here BGI. What is my folder name? Let us check first. Where is my BGI is there? I'm going to click here. Graphics part we have to give there. Bin and BGI is there or not? BGI is here. Okay, oblique BGI. So graphics part you have to give properly. Okay, BGI, capital BGI. Let us check now. Save and run. Okay, initial graph. Again, the same error is there. Okay, C is there. Okay. Okay, you have to set this part properly. Otherwise, you will not get the graphics. Okay, see here the snake game. So this type of console based application you can create in the C and C++. That is a object oriented. Okay, right? It's a console based application. This is known as what? Console based application. And if you are going to use in the machine, okay, for hardware, so that is what? Procedure oriented. Okay,
जो भी
means
वीडियो गेम आता था उसमें वो सब गेम्स
जो भी 2D गेम है, 2 डायमेंशनल गेम है ग्राफिक्स के, वो C++ से डिज़ाइन हुए वाले हैं. ओके, 2 डायमेंशन में डिज़ाइन हुए वाले. ये है यूज़र के लिए एप्लीकेशन. बराबर है. जो हम मशीन में इंटरैक्ट करते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल वी वांट टू क्रिएट ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, then you can use a C++ code for them. So now again I am going to use here the another application. Okay, let's check another application. You can also create. We know ये तो create करने के लिए आपको लाइब्रेरीज का नॉलेज होना ज़रूरी है. So one of the supermarket application, okay, can see here what are the files are there, okay. Here is not interacting with the hardware, okay. It's not a low level purpose, okay. So it's a high level purpose. ये जो है हाई लेवल है, ओके. और जो मशीन के लिए हम कोड करते हैं उसको बोलते हैं लो लेवल कोड. So process and upstream. Now run this, okay. Supermarket, company name this one, press any key. So you can create this one application, okay. You can create, you learn the C language, you can create this one, customer and admin, okay. So first of all I'm going to
मतलब बिलिंग बना सकते हैं,
yes, billing system बना सकते हैं ना आप.
बस स्टडी करना पड़ेगा.
Yes, create a product. So I'm creating the one product. Please enter the product number. Okay, so 102 is a product number and name of the product. Suppose I am writing here what pen. Okay, enter the price 100. Okay, enter the discount 0% discount. Product has been created. Now customer. Okay, now customer can see the product pen. Recently I added the pen or not? See here, recently I added the pen. Now place your order. Product number. What is the product number? 102 is the product number. Okay. Quantity. How many quantity we want? 5 quantity. What will be the my price? 500. Okay. Let us see. Do you want to place another order? No. Okay. Now see. Thank you for placing the order. Now see. What is your billing? Total 500. Right. So why should not you create this type of application? That's it. Billing is okay. Then exit. So the data, where the data is storing? Where the data is storing? RAM. Okay, temporary. So if you want to store the data at the secondary memory, means permanently, then use the files concept. Okay, there is no database concept. You need to use the file concept. Okay, this is high level purpose. Okay, in the low level purpose, you are going to use in the machine. Okay, CT scan machine, MRI machine, CAD CAM, software development, and the C programming language. Java is developed from C and C++. You know what are the application of C++? Do you know? MySQL database. Okay, it is designed from C++. Core part of Google Chrome is designed in C++. Okay, database. Java is also designed from C++. So C, what is the main purpose of C? To design the any programming language compiler. Also the C++ we can use for design the compiler, means new programming language. C से बहुत सारे languages बनी है, right? Python is also designed from the C. So for the low level you can use this one. For the high level you can create the application. Okay. Now you understand for low level and high level. High level code, low level code, that is for interact with the machine. High level code, that is for creating the application. Okay. Snake game is what? Application. Stock market is what? Application. Okay. And operating system, that is for machine level. Okay, low level. So we can do the both type of programming in C and C++, high level as well as low level. High level भी कोड कर सकते हैं और लो लेवल भी कोड कर सकते हैं. हाई लेवल कोड मतलब एप्लीकेशन डिजाइन करना, लो लेवल कोड मतलब interact with the machine, means operating system create karna, core part of operating system. Okay, you can also create what? Compilers of the other programming languages. Okay, if you want to use this programming language in the low level, so we must have to learn the other libraries. Okay, libraries you have to learn. Libraries आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Suppose you want to use the embed, okay, you have to learn embed.h. Okay, embedded course is a separate course. In that we are going to use what? This library. Use in the C or use in the C++, that it doesn't matter. Okay, but it is available, no problem. You have to learn the embedded system to separate course. Okay, graphics. So in the C I am just covering the graphics, how to design some graphics, and you have to learn this other extra graphics. So graphics in the C, that is also another course. You can create a 2D animations. So the most of the things Applications is not going to be used in the C and C++. Okay, most of the things the application is not going to use. Okay, which the application which are created in the C and C++ nowadays you are not going to use. Why? Because console based application, it's not a GUI based application. Okay, we need GUI based application, and most of the need web based application, right? अभी का ज़माना क्या है? वेब बेस्ड एप्लीकेशन का ज़माना है, right? And no one need a standalone system and GUI based and console based. Okay, nowadays we need only the web based applications, right or not? So C and C++ is not going to use in the web based application to create a web based application. Okay, so Java, PHP, we are going to use this technology to create a web based application, but Java is completely designed from C++. Okay, that's why C++ is very important, because it's a OOPS programming language. It's a first OOP programming language, and all rest of all are the object oriented programming language. PHP, Python, these all Ruby, these all are OOPS based programming language. So we must have to clear the concept of the OOPS, which is covered in the C++ first. Okay, जावा इज आल्सो द उप्स प्रोग्राम. जब आप जावा पढ़ने के लिए जाएंगे तो भी आपको उप्स के कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ने पड़ेंगे. पीएचपी पढ़ने के लिए जाएंगे तो भी आपको उप्स के कॉन्सेप्ट ही पढ़ाए जाएंगे. पाइथन पढ़ने के लिए जाएंगे तो भी आपको उप्स के कॉन्सेप्ट ही पढ़ाएंगे. ओके, सो दैट इज वाई इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. नाउ इंट्रोडक्शन टू द सी प्लस प्लस. So C++ is design who? Bizarre store for. C++ is what? Superset of C. C++ is what? Object oriented programming. This concept is added. C++ is what? Statical type and multi-para diagram programming. We can, it's a general purpose programming. You can create a low level application, high level application. Okay, so just I am writing here, C++ programming language was developed in 1980 by Bizarre Store Stuff at where? AT&T Bay Laboratories. At Bay Laboratory of AT&T. You know the meaning. What is AT&T? American Telephone and Telegraph. Okay, which is located in where? USA. Okay, next point is what? Who is the founder? Which are the store stuff is known as, so founder of C++ is known as what? Founder of C++. So it was developed for what purpose? To add the features. सी में क्लासेस और ऑब्जेक्ट के फीचर्स ऐड करने के लिए सी प्लस प्लस को डिज़ाइन किया था. सो पहले उसका नाम दिया था सी विथ क्लासेस, एंड नाउ द लैटर दैट इज रीनेम एज अ सी प्लस प्लस. इट वॉज डेवलप्ड फॉर एडिंग the features of OOP. That is what we can say, object oriented programming in C. Okay, we added this, and without significant changing C component. Okay, without significantly changing the C components. Okay, addition of two numbers you can write in the POP purpose or OP purpose, no problem. Okay, the same console means same turbo C++, you can write the C code as well as you can write the C++ code, no problem. C++ programming, you can say it's a relative means subset, superset. Okay, C++ programming is relative, that is been called by what you can say superset. It's a superset of C. Okay, C++ is what? Intermediate language like a C. It is also act as an intermediate. Means what? It is used for what? Creating the low level application as well as high level application. High level application means जो मैंने आपको स्नेक गेम और स्टॉक मार्केट दिखाई है, that is a high level application. Low level application means that is interact with the machine. Okay, हार्डवेयर के साथ जो भी हम सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करते हैं उसके लिए, फॉर एग्जांपल ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, नॉट ऐप, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, विंडोज ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, लिनक्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, completely लिनक्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम और यूनिक्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम डिजाइन इन द सी. Okay, also it is used for creating the driver, C programming, utility drivers, utility we can create software drivers in C++, that is used for CT scan machine, CRM and MRI machines code. Okay, C++ programming is a relative is called a superset of C. C++ is an intermediate intermediate level language. Okay, as it comprises a conformation of both high level and low level. Yes, high level and low level features. It is act as what? Intermediate programming language, because how can say it is intermediate? It is having the two feature, having the both feature, that is what high level as well as low level. Okay, high level means we can create applications like a stock market, snake game, anything for the users, or you can create low level application that is for operating system and like this way. Okay, nowadays for high level application we have the lot of programming language. ठीक है, सो सी सी प्लस प्लस ज़्यादा लो लेवल के लिए यूज़ करते हैं, हाई लेवल के लिए बहुत सारे अवेलेबल है हमारे पास. जावा है, पाइथन है, के साथ जी बेस्ड चाहिए ना आजकल लोगों को, और वेब बेस्ड चाहिए. दैट्स वाई दे गो फॉर द दिस प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज, पाइथन, PHP, जावा. ओके, सी प्लस प्लस is statical programming language or not? Okay, C, C++, Java, these are the statically programming languages. Statically means we must have to define what? Data type. Okay, we must have to define what? Data type. That is what statically programming language. JavaScript, Python, PHP need not to define the data type while declaring the variable. Okay, that are what? Dynamically type programming language. Free form multi-paradigm. Multi-paradigm means both POP plus OOP. Compiled general purpose programming language. Okay, so now we can say what is C++? It's a object oriented general purpose programming language. Okay, C++ is a object oriented multi paradigm. ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड नहीं कहा, मल्टी पैराडायग्राम किया तो हो गया. यू कैन से द मल्टी पैराडायग्राम मीन्स ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्लस पीओपी प्लस ओपी बोथ. So compiled programming language. Okay, it's a general purpose programming language, statically typed general purpose programming language. Okay, so here the features or oops features is added. Then what are the properties of oops we are going to see in the next class. Okay, C++ is what? Object-oriented programming or not? Yes. So the object-oriented programming, C++ is the OOPS programming language. So now let us see what are the properties, features or concept of the OOPS.